Happy Memorial Day. I hope you enjoyed your long weekend. Love saying that, right? So, if you live on the East Coast, you finally got some sun. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus, because this was a rainy weekend and was the most shittiest rainy weekend ever. But the good thing out of it is I got my nails done. I was able to cook my Memorial Day style dinner. Yesterday, hamburgers and salad. And then my mom made some food yesterday, so my dad brought some down to me today. I spent time with him, so that is cool. I'm actually gonna put this on my YouTube. If I go live with somebody else, it's not good because then I can't put it on my YouTube channel. So I'll do a Twitter space this week and I'll let people talk. I promise. Don't be mad at me. I still love everybody. Okay. Yo. David Wiegel, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but had the audacity to drag a black woman on Twitter. And it was our fellow K-Hiver. How dare you? How dare you, sir? So I took a screenshot because it's always good to have receipts on everything. So where is my photos? They said, bruh, I seriously cannot believe people are responding too late in response to Kamala Harris's posting about Memorial Day. No, on Memorial Day. Listen, I got 2 or 3 more people with asses to tear in. So I'm trying to do this within a 20-minute to 25-minute period. So wish me luck. So, where do I begin? Oh, it's on my Twitter page, actually. So here it is. Let me just refresh it. It's on my iPad. So here we are. So David goes by, I guess he's mad about Vice President Harris's tweet about Memorial Day. So he says, saluting is it's not just a long weekend. Tank top as I cast the decided vote to impeach Harris over this tweet. So I'm going to read that again. Saluting in it's not just a long weekend. Tank top as I cast the deciding vote to impeach Harris over this tweet. You're a journalist. What the hell are you talking about? But then again, you are a bro-socialist. A bro-journal socialist, sir. According to your picture. So, our good friend wrote this. At Washington Post. Yes, get him. David is on some Twitter routinely making racist and sexist statements. You need to address this. Yes, I would tell his employer too because he should know better. I mean, you're a public figure tweeting at the vice president that you gotta be neutral on. Like, what are you doing? And then he says, thanking our brave men and women in the military this weekend. They gave their lives so people can call the manager. So you trying to call her a Karen? She's not a Karen. Like, dude, you're a whole motherfucking journalist out here. And you making comments like this, you should not even have a job. See, this is what's wrong with these white men out here. And in position that make a lot of money. Because I heard he make a lot of money. They get mad when they write disgusting ass tweets like this. And he's not the only one. Sam Stein. Who else I can that guy, him and his wife, Bruin. Yeah, them. Bill Crystal. What is it? Lawrence Tribe. All of those white men in power. Oh, and Rick Santorum, even though he lost his job eventually. Him, like all of these white men in position, they go on this racist, misogynistic ass tweet storm or monologue or whatever they do and thinking that they're not going to be called out for the shit. Sasha had every right to do that. But instead, he want to send his goons over like a little punk that he is to attack a black woman. A black woman who so happens to tweet intellectual shit. And I love Sasha, okay? So, I don't know why people coming for her like so-and-so. She did the right thing. Because if the roles were reversed, he would have done, tweet at Twitter support like people did to me. To get me off Twitter. But instead of him taking it like a man, after he got dragged, he decides to block everybody, including yours truly. And I'm pretty sure he blocked half of y'all. Because he blocked me because I tweeted his picture, which he looks like some type of deformed gremlin. Whatever it is, he looked like some type of creature. Let's just put it that way. A caveman creature. Even the actual caveman looked better than him, right? And he's 39 years old looking like that. And I know he got this old picture on Wikipedia like this, right? Okay. He was born September 26, 1981. And he is from the same hometown as the president. Let's see. He graduated from Northwestern University. He voted for Ralph Nader. He voted for John Kerry, but wrote that he regrets the Nader vote, but not the Kerry vote. That's interesting. He became a registered Republican in 2007 and voted for Ron Paul, Rand Paul's Tales from the Crib looking ass father. Let's see. Then he voted for President Obama, explaining, I really don't think McCain has the temperament to be president or the interest in standing up to the Democratic Congress. I've got the luxury of guilt-free, zero-impact vote in the District of Columbia, which I cast for Bob Barr if he was on the ballot. Then he said that he voted for Republican Patrick Mara in elections of the Council of District Columbia. Then in the 2012 primaries, he voted for John Huntsman, Abby Huntsman's daddy, and withdraw from the race because it looked like it was half-wit. Then in 2012, he voted for Gary Johnson, the guy that did not know what Aleppo was, that he didn't know Aleppo was a city. So overall, David is a libertarian socialist. He's an example of a libertarian socialist, even though he won't say he is, but he is. So David, this message is for you, even though you blocked me, but eventually it might pop up one day and you might get mad. So here it is. David, you are the worst person. And I mean that like you are a sucker. You are a true sucker and a loser. Who trolls the nation's first female vice president, especially a woman of color, coming from you when you're a whole privileged ass white man reading your short biography in Wikipedia? What else that you do? Let's see. You are a bum journalist. You are a partisan journalist at that. Your work sucks. You're whack as hell. And you're lame as fuck. Coming for a black woman because she called your ass out. Because she did. And rightfully so, and get mad because people took your picture that's public knowledge and compare it to their own pictures because half of the Kamala Harris supporters are in their 40s and they look great. And most of them are black. I put my picture next to your picture because I'm only, 4.5 years younger than you. I'm 35. I don't look it, but I am. And you block everyone because people dragged you because you dragged the vice president. And you thought that you wasn't going to get dragged. And then you got told on by your job because you thought you was getting away free. No. So, David, I know now that, you blocked everyone. I know you're going through some things. I know it's a touchy time. People are telling others to not drag you, but you brought this upon yourself, sir. You did. You showed your ass basically your whole entire life. You proved that you are a privileged, typical white man living in America, benefiting from the white privilege and the white supremacy. And you don't like to be told on, which you're a typical Chad. You don't like to be told on because you don't want to be exposed for the racist that you are. And you don't want your black colleagues at the Washington Post, which is probably not that many of them, to know that you're a racist. So, damn, it's a hard knock life for you, huh? Tough break, motherfucker. Anyway, can we talk about the Texas Dems coming to clutch for using the... All I got to say is because I don't live in Texas, so I really don't speak on Texas politics because it has nothing. I try to stay out of the regional politics unless it has to deal with up north, especially New York, because I don't want to give a commentary and be wrong on it because I'm not from Texas. I'm not from the South, even though my mom is from the South, but I'm not from the South. But I'm not surprised that Texas will be trying to do some shit like this, but thank God you have actually brave Texas Dems is doing that, and the demographic in this country is changing, and everybody is scared. Everybody's scared. Even up north, people are scared. They scared. They scared. They running scared, clutching their pearls. The white liberals up here, oh, they're clutching their pearls. Because we might, and there's a big, strong possibility that we might have the first black mayor since David Dinkins. So I won't be surprised if they start acting like a fucking fool, okay? So that's my commentary on that. But there were some other folks that showed their rump on Twitter. Their whole entire rump. Let's see. Piers Morgan. Child. That man. I'm going to get to Nikki Haley next. Don't worry. I got to read for that hoe. Piers Morgan. So this is what he said. In his new column in the Daily Mail, which is the UK's trashiest tabloid paper. Oh, your dog's left the room? Oh, snap. Narcissistic Naomi, cynical exploitation of mental health to silence the media is right from the Meghan and Harry playbook of wanting their press cake and eating it. So according to her post, because I posted on my timeline, this is what she said, because she withdrew from the French Open. And this is what her message is. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's long. Hi, everyone. This isn't a situation I ever imagined or attended when I posted a few days ago. I think now the best thing for the tournament, the other players, and my well-being is that I withdraw so that everyone can get back to focusing on the tennis going on in Paris. I never wanted to be a distraction, and I accept that my timing was not ideal and my message could have been clearer. More importantly, I would never trivialize mental health or use the term lightly. The truth is that I have suffered long bouts of depression since the US Open in 2018, and I have had a really hard time coping with that. Anyone that knows me knows I'm an introvert, and anyone that has seen me at all tournaments will notice that I'm often wearing headphones, as that helps me to dull my social anxiety. Though the tennis press has always been kind to me, and I want to apologize especially to all those cool journalists who I may hurt. I am not a natural public speaker and get huge waves of anxiety before I speak to the world's media. I get really nervous and find it stressful to always try to engage and give you the best answers I can. As a person I'm not an introvert, but I do suffer from a slight depression. I suffer a lot from anxiety. I suffer from anxiety and depression. I am a person who actually goes sees a therapist because of my temperament and because of my anxiety and my depression. I've been battling this since I was 6. And it's almost been 30 years. It'll be 30 years next year since I've been battling this. And it happened after my father's mother, who was my grandmother, who used to work in my elementary school, passed away. Like, I completely lost it. And my emotional state was up and down. And the way that I lose my temper very easily. And I was always a person that was always to myself, even though I was friends with others, but I always had moments where I just wanted to be like alone by myself sometimes. And then you feel like, your anxiety comes when you have to feel pressure, when you feel like you don't say the right things, is taken out of context. And then the fact that she's a public figure, she has more public pressure on her. So at the end of the day, we're all human. And our mental health comes first, because if your mental health is effed up, how are you going to survive? But back to Piers Morgan, because I'm about to read. Mr. Piers Morgan had the galls to tweet this. Keep in mind, Naomi is not that old. If I look at her age, Naomi's only 23 years old. Piers Morgan is 56. That could be his child. Almost like Meghan could have been his child. Could be his child too. Quiet as a cat. So, back to the rotten English muffin. He says this, new column, narcissistic Naomi's cynical exploitation of mental health to silence the media is right from the Meghan and Harry playbook of wanting their press cake and eating it. I've been dying to do this read since he wanted to get salty and get upset with Meghan Markle and Harry and Prince Harry. So here we go. Piers Morgan, you 56-year-old media reject, that you have to fly your ass back to London to be on Good Morning Britain and lost your job there because of your weirdly obsession with the Duchess and her husband. See, you and Sharon Osbourne, even though Sharon Osbourne is married to, you can't understand Ozzy Osbourne, you guys are matrimony in heaven. Because why? Because you guys are the most privileged Chad and Karens of them all. And keep in mind, Britain is the OG colonizers and the OG racist monarchy ass motherfuckers. Yes, they are. That's the white ancestors that live in America. That's their ancestors. Them motherfuckers. Yes. Piers Morgan, you used to be something. I know you always been a person that showed their ass a whole lot on CNN. That's why you probably lost your job at CNN, quiet as it kept. And then you had a slight gig in Good Morning Britain, but you fucked that shit up because of, like I said, your weird ass obsession with the Duchess and her husband. And now you're coming for a 23-year-old, someone that is old enough to be your motherfucking daughter, quiet as it kept, or damn near your granddaughter. I mean, what are you getting out of this, Piers? Seriously, what are you getting out of this? Because you're looking like a whole entire ass around the world. And the Daily Mail, to have your ass there, you know, they're racist too. Yes, I'm calling them out. Yes, the black girl from America is calling out the Daily Mail. Y'all guys are racist. But I'm not surprised. They will let him put out an article like that. So to Piers, stop pearl clutching for a story or the lasting 15 minutes of fame that you have left. Because you will be gone. You will be fading to the dust. You are turning into you are a rotten English muffin who may be mold really soon. You look moldy, dry and pasty. Even English tea wouldn't help you. So Piers, go and gargle your mouth with some purple mouthwash and shut the fuck up. And actually get laid, which I highly doubt anybody wants to sleep with a rotten English muffin that's turning into mold. There you have it. Now, on to Nikki Haley. I'm saying her colonized name because I don't know how to say her Indian name. I'm being real. So, Miss Nikki Haley. Where's she at? I found it very interesting. You know, these Republicans, traditional conservatives, do a lot of pearl clutching these days without the pearls. Our vice president said 2 days ago, enjoy the long weekend, telling Americans to be safe, telling Americans to not gather crazy, even though you took the vaccine, but be safe out in these streets while visiting your parents at a graveyard or any relatives that served. So you had Nikki Haley, unprofessional and unfit. And when I tweeted this to her, but you work for a man who was the most unserious, unprofessional, unfit, and unstable to grace the White House. Because he was. And then I found this interesting today. Thankful on this Memorial Day for the blessings of my family and spending time with my little one. Here we go. Y'all see? So I said the same woman who called Vice President Harris unprofessional and unfit. The hypocrisy and the pearl clutching in the GOP is so deep that they are in a sunken place. And then you know what? Shit. More than a sunken place. They're in a corpse somewhere. But Nikki, as I said before, I don't know which base of the Republican Party, the QAnons, or the 5% of the traditional Republicans, aka Tea Partiers, aka white supremacists of the party you trying to, I don't know which side you're trying to reach, but you're not popular. You're not the star. You know who's a star? The QAnon ladies. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. You're not a star. You didn't last that long as a UN ambassador at your job. And you are the female version of Bobby Jindal, which Bobby Jindal, I don't know where he disappeared to. He probably faded in the dust somewhere, which he needed to. Because he, he's a non-factor too. But back to you, Nikki. You will never be the vice president. Not ever in this lifetime. Even if the vice president, which become a president, retires, you will never, ever be the vice president. Because why? You don't amount to the greatness that she is at. The only thing you had amount to, honestly, was just being the governor of South Carolina. You couldn't even do that right, according to my family members who live in South Carolina. And then when you became the UN ambassador, you didn't even know the world issues that were going on. Because why? Because you never served in the federal government like that in foreign policy. You were unqualified for the job. You were a downgrade from Samantha Powers. Powers. Yeah, Samantha Powers. You were a downgrade from her. So, Nikki, stop trying to be relevant. Stop trying to be something that you're not, because you will never amount to the success of the vice president. You will never be the president of the United States, nor anyone's vice president, because no one takes you seriously. So continue to live your boring, conservative life. But to all of these pressed ass, I got one more person to address. I knew why I screenshotted this tweet. Here it is. Your favorite black conservatives, your favorite black conservative. Today is not about a long weekend. Today we honor our fallen soldiers, those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Today we renew our commitment to fight for the principles they gave their lives for and against the cloud of totalitarianism. May God bless America. #Memorial Day. That came from the Black Karen, aka Candace Owens, the Benedict Arnold, the modern day Judas. Yeah, her. My question for Candace is, when did you all started getting in tune with Memorial Day? Did you have any family members that served? You never talked about them if they did. Because you're so quick to degrade other black people that don't think like you. Even though you're not a traditional conservative, nor you're a Republican. You're more of a conspiracy right-wing theorist. Yeah, you are. All of a sudden, you and other GOP members are so concerned about protecting our military, while you were not concerned about the former guy who basically called the men that served in our military suckers and losers. Where was that outrage? Or how about when he left that gravesite where our soldiers fought in World War I in Paris, that he left to come back home to America because he found it quite boring? Where was it? Nowhere. And if Candace was really smart, Memorial Day was created by former slaves. It was celebrated by black people who served in this country. Oh, Candace did not know that. I'm calling her Karen because she's a Karen. But Candace did not know that. I'm so sick of this fake goddamn outrage from the right. I'm so sick of this shit. I am. But to Candace, before you start trashing the VP, make sure you save some of that energy to your fellow GOPers who constantly look the other way when our soldiers were captured, kidnapped by Putin. And when their deaths were ordered by Putin as well. Or others in your party who disrespect our military. Have that energy for them and don't have it for the vice president. Period. But that is my saying of addressing these jackasses. But I am going to get off this thing. I wasn't going to go live today, but it seems like every day some fucking bullshit always happening. Something always happening. So that is that. But until then, folks, you have a wonderful night.